They judged her before they knew her. They whispered her name with disdain. They labeled her without understanding her story. Mary Magdalene's life is a testament to what it means to carry the weight of somebody else's perception, to be reduced to rumors, to have your essence buried beneath assumptions. The woman who was dismissed, cast aside, defined by a single chapter in her story that the world decided was her whole book. But what they missed and what they refused to see was the depth of her spirit, the strength of her faith, and the profound beauty of her transformation. Mary Magdalene is a mirror for anyone who's ever been overlooked, misjudged, devalued, because she reflects the universal desire to be seen not as others define us, but as we truly are. And her redemption proves that the labels placed on us by the world have no power compared to the truth of who we are created to be. Think about it. How many times have you felt invisible, like no one truly sees you? They see your mistakes, they see your failures, the parts of you that, you're still working out, and they see those and they turn that into your identity. They see the parts of your story that are broken and ignore the parts that are whole. They see what's convenient to them for them to see, not who you actually are. And that's what Mary Magdalene endured. She was marked by her past, by what others decided about her, and those marks became her chains. Here's the thing about being misunderstood. It's one of the loneliest places to exist. When people refuse to see beyond their assumptions, they put you in a box and they throw away the key, leaving you to fight your way out alone. That kind of isolation can break you if you let it. But Mary Magdalene didn't let it break her. She didn't let their voices drown out her truth. She didn't let the weight of their judgment stop her from finding her redemption. The beauty of Mary Magdalene's story is that her redemption, it didn't come from proving herself to the world. It didn't come from changing their minds or earning their approval. Her redemption came from her being seen, not by them, but by Him. When Jesus looked at Mary, He didn't see the labels, the rumors, or the mistakes. He saw her. He saw her faith, her heart, her potential. He saw the truth of who she was, and in that moment, everything changed. Imagine what that must have felt like, to truly be seen, to have someone look past the noise and see to the core of your being. That's what we all want, isn't it? To be seen for who we really are, not what others assume, not for the mistakes that we've made, but for the person that we are beneath all that. That's what Mary's story speaks to. It's not just about redemption, it's about recognition. It's about the freedom that comes when somebody finally sees the truth of you. But the hard part is that before anyone else can see you, you have to see yourself. Mary could have let labels define her. She could have let whispers and judgments bury her. She could have accepted the world's definition of her and stayed in that place of shame and brokenness. But she didn't do that. She stepped forward. She sought redemption. She chose to believe that she was more than what they said she was. And that's the first step for all of us. If you want to be seen for who you truly are, you have to stop hiding behind the lies that you've internalized. You have to let go of the version of yourself that others have projected onto you and step into the truth of who you were created to be. That's not easy. It means confronting your pain, facing your past, and refusing to let it have the final word. But it's worth it, because the moment that you choose to see yourself clearly, you then open the door for others to see you too. Mary Magdalene's redemption wasn't just about her, it was about what she did. She didn't just receive grace and disappeared. She followed Jesus. She served. She became one of the most devoted disciples that Jesus had. Not because she was trying to prove herself, but because she knew who she was. She knew that her identity was not tied to her past, it was tied to her purpose. And that's what true redemption looks like. It's not about erasing your story, it's about rewriting it. It's about taking the broken pieces and turning them into something beautiful. Mary Magdalene's story reminds us that our past doesn't disqualify us from purpose. If anything, it prepares us for it. The very things that people use to tear you down are often the things that God uses to build you up. The world saw Mary Magdalene as a sinner, but Jesus saw her as a witness. She was the first to see Him after the resurrection, the first to carry the message of hope and life. And the world tried to define her by her mistakes, but Jesus defined her by her mission. That's the power of being seen. When someone sees you for who you truly are, it gives you the strength to become everything that you were meant to be. But here's the thing. You don't need the whole world to see you. You just need the right people to. Mary didn't need to change the minds of her critics. She only needed the recognition of her Savior. Too often, we waste our energy trying to convince the wrong people of our worth. We chase validation from those who will never see us clearly, and in doing so, we lose sight of ourselves. Stop chasing the wrong audience. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Instead, focus on being seen by the one who created you and by those who are meant to walk with you on your journey. That's what Mary Magdalene did, and that's what allowed her to step into her purpose. Her story isn't just about redemption, it's about identity. It's about breaking free from the labels, the assumptions, the lies. It's about choosing to believe that you are more than your mistakes and more than your past and more than what the world says you are. It's about stepping into the truth of who you are and letting that truth shine so brightly that it drowns out the noise. Mary Magdalene's story might be a lot like your story. It's the story of anyone who's ever felt unseen, misunderstood, dismissed. It's the story of rising above whispers, breaking free from the chains of judgment, and stepping into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. You don't have to stay in the shadows. You don't have to carry the weight of others' opinions. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone except for the one who already sees you. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are more, and it's time that you start living like that. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment in the comment section, get a conversation started. And until I see you next time, God bless.